Imagine this. A baby is only a few months old. No words, no jokes, no understanding of punchlines. And yet, suddenly, they laugh. Not a smile, not a little coo, a real laugh. So what's going on here? Why do babies laugh long before they can speak? Are they actually finding something funny? Or is laughter just a reflex, a random sound from a developing brain? The answer is far more interesting than that. Today, we're uncovering why babies laugh, what their laughter really means, and why one tiny giggle may reveal much more than simple happiness. At first, baby laughter seems mysterious. Adults laugh at irony, absurdity, wordplay, or surprise. Babies can't understand any of that. But laughter doesn't begin as comedy. It begins as communication. In the earliest months of life, babies have very few tools for interacting with the world. They can cry, stare, smile, and eventually laugh. And that matters, because baby laughter is usually social. It almost always happens with another person nearby. In other words, babies are not just reacting to the world. They are reacting to people. Most babies begin smiling first, then laughing a little later. By around 3 to 4 months, many babies laugh during playful physical interaction. Things like tickling, bouncing, raspberries, or exaggerated faces. That's one reason parents quickly discover that baby laughter is not random. It has triggers. But the deeper reason babies laugh seems to involve something surprisingly sophisticated. Surprise. Not fear, not chaos, but a safe, playful violation of expectation. A baby starts learning what normal human behavior looks like, how faces move, how voices sound, how objects are usually handled. Then suddenly, an adult does something strange. They make a ridiculous face. They wobble. They hide behind their hands and pop back out. They put a silly hat on their head or pretend an ordinary object is something else. To an adult, that may seem simple, but to a baby, it is a small and exciting disruption of reality. Something unexpected just happened, but it feels safe. And that combination, surprise without danger, is one of the foundations of humor. That also explains one of the most famous baby games ever invented, peekaboo. Peekaboo works partly because very young babies are still developing something called object permanence, the understanding that something can still exist even when it disappears from view. So when a parent hides their face and suddenly reappears, it can feel astonishing. It's not just a face coming back. It's a tiny puzzle being broken open and solved in an instant. Later, as babies grow and begin to understand that hidden things still exist, the game changes. It may still be funny, but for a different reason. Now it becomes a playful ritual of expectation and return. And baby laughter keeps evolving. By around 7 to 9 months, babies become more amused by contradictions and social absurdity. A hat on a dog, a parent using the wrong object in the wrong way, a familiar routine done in a deliberately silly manner. Even more surprising, some babies eventually begin trying to make other people laugh. They tease. They repeat funny actions. They offer an object, then pull it away. They learn that laughter changes other people's behavior. In that moment, laughter is no longer just a reaction. It becomes social intelligence. So why do babies laugh? Because laughter helps them connect. Because surprise, when it feels safe, becomes pleasure. Because humor begins long before language. And because even a tiny baby is already learning the rules of the world and enjoying it when those rules bend but don't break. So the next time a baby bursts into laughter at a silly face, a strange noise, or a simple game of peekaboo, remember, you're not just hearing joy. You're hearing curiosity, trust, surprise, and the earliest building blocks of humor itself. Because sometimes, the smallest laugh reveals the biggest truths.